Lesson 1.5, Exploring Angle Pairs, Part 2. What we're going to do in this lesson is two separate things. The first thing we're going to do is find information from a diagram. And the second thing we're going to do is we're going to use the relationships between angle pairs to find angle measures using algebra. So let's go over what information that we can conclude from a picture when it's unmarked and what we cannot conclude. So the first thing that you can conclude is that angles are adjacent. You don't need markings to tell you whether angles are adjacent. As long as they are next to each other, they are adjacent. You can see it and you can tell whether it's adjacent or not. The second thing you can tell by looking at a picture, so again, you do not need markings for this, is when they're adjacent and supplementary. So again, if it's a straight line and it's two angles making that straight line, you do not need markings to tell you that they're adjacent and supplementary. If it's a straight line and if it's two angles, you know that they have to be adjacent and supplementary. Same thing with vertical angles. If it's two straight lines crossing each other, you don't need anything to tell you that it's vertical angles. This angle and this angle are automatically going to be vertical angles. You don't need markings to tell you that. Things that you cannot conclude. So again, for these things, you do need markings. Again, if you do not have markings for this, you cannot tell me that they are going to be correct. So for example, angles or segments are congruent. So if I say this angle and this angle, they look about the same, but I cannot tell that they're the same. You need to have markings for that. So for this one, a congruent marking is if this has one ring, that has to have one arc as well. Sorry, arc, not ring. So this will tell you, you need markings to tell you that they're congruent. If they look like they're congruent, do not assume that they're congruent. The second thing is a right angle. So look at this one. Sorry, could do better. This looks like a right angle, right? But again, you cannot assume that it's a right angle because it could be 89.99999. It has to have this marking. It has to have this marking for it to be a right angle. If it just looks like a right angle without the marking, you cannot assume that is a right angle. Same thing about assumption that they're complementary. So again, if you have something that looks 90 degrees, I cannot say that these two angles are make up 90 degrees just because they look like it. Again, you have to have the marking. You have to have this marking because it could add up to 89 degrees. That's not 90 degrees, right? So it could look like a right angle, but unless it has a marking, you cannot assume that it is a right angle. So let's practice this idea. So over here, what information can you conclude from the diagram? So look at this. These two angles have markings, correct? So we can assume angle 1 is congruent to angle 2 because they have the markings. If they did not have those markings, we cannot assume that. So I'm just going to write by the markings so we know why they're congruent. Again, if they did not have those markings, we cannot assume it. So the second one is, well, angle 3 and angle 5 are vertical angles. Again, that is something that does not need marking, right? Alright, let me just erase this. This line is a little disturbing. Whoops. Alright, again, it's two straight lines crossing and it's the angles that are opposite. The third one, let's see. Well, we know we can assume that angles are adjacent. We don't need markings for that. So let's see. Angle 1 and angle 2, angle 2 and angle 3, angle 3 and angle 4, angle 4 and angle 5 and angle 5 and angle 1 are all adjacent angles. All right. And the last thing I think that I can conclude from this picture is that if it's supplementary and adjacent, which basically means if there are two angles that are adjacent to each other that make up a straight line. So we can say that angle 3 and angle 4 and angle 4 and angle 5 are adjacent supplementary angles. And there is going to be a special word we're going to learn about that soon. Again, it's a straight line, angles that make up straight lines. So over here, it's asking you, can you make this conclusion? Yes or no? Why? So, TW and WV, are they congruent? Can we conclude that? Yes, we can, because they have markings. Right? Okay. Next one. PW and WQ. Well, for something to be congruent, they need to have markings. This could have been like 4.85 and this could have been like 4.851. Again, it has to be exact and it has to have markings. So again, you cannot assume that it is congruent. So no markings. The next one we're going to do is angle TWQ is a right angle. Again, right angle, it looks like a right angle. It looks pretty good, right? However, you do not have the right angle symbol. Do you have that? You don't. So it's a no. No, it does not have the right angle symbol. Right angle symbol. All right, and the last one. Let's do purple. TV bisects PQ. So bisects PQ. So PQ is being bisected. So if you remember what bisect means that this side is equal to that side. Well, in question B, we said we did not know if the side was equal to that side. So the answer for this one is no, because there's no congruent because no marking for congruency. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to do another relationship. So a linear pair. So if something is adjacent and supplementary, so if something makes a line, two angles that make a line, it's called a linear pair. So again, what do you know about a line? A line makes 180 degrees. So using that information, we're going to solve the next problem. So if two angles form a linear pair, they're supplementary, so they make 180. So over here, it is asking us to find this angle and this angle. Well, to do that, we need to first solve for x. The way we solve for x is we need to set it equal to 180, right? Because it equals 180. So 2x plus 24 plus 4x plus 36 equals 180. So when I do the math, I get 6x, I'm combining like terms, plus 60 equals 180. So I'm going to subtract my 60, so I get 6x equals 120, and divide by 6 on both sides, x equals 20. So again, x equals 20, I need to plug it in to find both the angles. So angle KPL equals 2 times 20, that's 40, plus 24 gives you 64. And angle JPL, 4 times 20, which is 80, plus 36 equals 116. Well, yeah, they add up to 180. So that works. So same thing over here. Anytime it says linear pair, it means that it equals 180. So same thing here. It says that angle ABD and DBC are linear pairs. So let's set them equal, add them and then set them equal to 180. So that gives you 8x plus 12 equals 180. I'm subtracting 12 on both sides. 8x equals 168. Divide by 8. Divide by 8. X equals 21. Now again, to find the angles, I'm going to plug it in. So ADB is going to be 3 times 21, which is 63, plus 14 gives me 77. And then BDC, 5 times 21 gives you 105, minus 2 is 103. And together, they equal 180. Angle bisector is a ray that divides an angle into two congruent sides. So that basically means that this half is going to equal that half. They're equal to each other. So AC, so you have DAB. So let's say that is DAB, and AC bisects it. So what we know is this half is equal to that half. So if DAC is 58, what will DAB be? So, well, this side is also 58. So what is 58 plus 58? So the measure of angle DAB is going to equal 116 because 58 plus 58 equals 116. And over here, KM, so let's draw this. You have J, K, and L, and KM bisects it. JKL, so the whole angle is 72, so it's asking for the half of it. Again, bisects means both of them are going to be equal, so I'm going to do 72 divide by 2, which gives me 36. So then individually, they're 36 to give me the big 72. So the measure of angle JKM equals 36. So this is the end of the lesson for 1.5.